Alright, so I posted a little bit about this yesterday, and I wasn't initially going to do this, but this needs to be addressed, especially because it's coming from a licensed professional. And don't get me wrong, normally I really enjoy the videos this creator puts out, especially the interactions between mother and child. Most of them are really good and really informative, but once we hit misinformation levels, I have to say something. Red flag number 1, the video in question has this as a cover. Now, the majority of the content in that video shows how fear being instilled in a child doesn't generate respect, it generates trauma. And it also speaks on how the relationship is damaged because of those parenting tactics. This is something I agree with. I absolutely know what that's like, because when I was a kid, defiance meant abuse, so I can relate to that. But then it comes to this part here.
Actually, this environment is setting me up to develop ADD.
Okay, 2 things here, and once again, I cannot believe I have to step in and correct a professional. Again. But first off, ADD has not been a diagnosis in the DSM since 1987 in version 3. When version 4 came out in 1994, it was dropped. We're on version 5 now. You have psychologists listed in your profile. You should know this. And the fact that you are pushing terms that have not been in the diagnostic material you are supposed to be using as a baseline in almost 30 years is troubling. Outside of that, aside from things like traumatic brain injury, which can mirror the symptoms of ADHD, you do not just up and develop it. And it's further troubling that instead of taking the criticism and correcting themselves, a licensed professional is doubling down when getting called on their misinformation in the comments, and then blocking some of the people that are calling them on it. Adding further, yes, trauma and PTSD can present in similar ways to ADHD, just like traumatic brain injury can, but there are vast differences between the two. Again, all things you're supposed to know. ADHD is widely considered a heritable condition, while PTSD occurs after experiencing trauma. ADHD is characterized by deficits in attention, behavioral inhibitions, and regulation. PTSD is characterized by avoidant and hypervigilant behavior, and re-experiencing the trauma. ADHD's symptoms are pervasive and cause significant functional limitation. PTSD causes psychological, cognitive, and emotional changes in how a person processes stressors. Now, as a licensed professional with over 350,000 people following you, maybe instead of doubling down, you should take the criticism and share the right information. Like that having ADHD as a child increases the risk of childhood trauma, substance abuse, and co-occurring mental health disorders, instead of claiming it happens the other way around, which it doesn't. Okay, thanks, bye.